Hi, good morning. Welcome to our briefing today about the PuERTA project here at Sonoma State University. My name is Rihanna Henry Casesa, and I am one of the project co-directors here. And we also have Dr. Kelly Estrada, who's going to be helping with the presentation, and I'll introduce her in a minute. But the goal of today is really to give you an understanding and opportunity to think a little bit about our PuERTA project that we've invited you to participate in and the various opportunities and responsibilities that come with being part of our PuERTA participants. As I said, my name is Dr. Rihanna Henry Casesa. And prior to being one of the PuERTA project co-directors, I was actually a fourth grade bilingual teacher on the border of the US and Mexico. And that really gave me some fundamental knowledge about teacher education and why it is really important that we prepare as many underrepresented educators to enter our workforce as possible. So I am incredibly invested in this project, and I know that Dr. Kelly Estrada, who will introduce herself shortly, is as well.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Kelly Estrada, as Dr. Casesa said. I'm also co-director on PuERTA Project. This is my 22nd year as a teacher educator, and my work is primarily in language acquisition and literacy development. I'm also a public school teacher. I have been in the past. I taught mostly in West Los Angeles in the Lenox School District, and I taught in school that was a bilingual school, K-6 at the time. And that's my prior experience as a teacher. I'm also a professor who prepares single subject credential candidates. So currently I am working with middle and high school pre-service teachers who are working to prepare themselves to teach all the different subject areas: art, history, math, science, etc. So welcome, and we're so excited to work with you. So I'll talk a little bit about the project, the PuERTA project at Sonoma State University. Our focus is to recruit and retain Latinx students at SSU who aspire to careers in education. And so we support students who are in early childhood studies as a major, and then all sorts of other majors: Hutchins, CALS, math, music, chemistry, biology, sociology, all the different majors of students who see themselves pursuing a career in education, either as a multiple subject elementary school teacher, a single subject middle or high school teacher, or a special education teacher. And the PuERTA project provides targeted advising, holistic counseling services, and mentoring to support Latinx students with aspirations to become teachers that focuses on how to enter the profession by following the example of those who have gone before. And these would be public school teachers who work with students in our program to show them all the different opportunities that are available for someone who is pursuing a career in teaching. And our hope is to achieve the goal of creating a strong professional network for all of our program students, the credential candidates that are currently in programs at Sonoma State University, and the mentor teachers in the field in elementary and middle and high schools, who are all hailing from Latinx backgrounds and pursuing careers in education, so that we can all benefit from the support that we provide to one another as we are working to attain our professional career goals.
So why do we care, and why do you matter? One of the reasons why we care so much and why this matters to us that you are here is that there is a growing teacher shortage in California. So we won't go over these numbers in depth, but as you can see here, the enrollment in teacher preparation programs continues to decline. And at the same time, there's a continuing demand for teachers in entering our professions. So from a big picture perspective, we are really dedicated to growing our own teachers here in California that can support our local communities as well as the rest of California. But that's just part of the story.
One of the other things that we see when we look at data on public schools in California is that there is a significant racial divide between teachers and the students that they serve in classrooms. And as you can see from this graphic, which we sourced from DataQuest, which is part of the California Department of Education, is that the disparity between the populations of white teachers versus Hispanic students is rather significant. So if you look at that top bar, what you're seeing there is that the lighter color of 25% white, not Hispanic, is California students. And the darker color below that, the 65%, is California teachers. So comparatively speaking, we're seeing that it's a smaller population of white students and a much larger population of white teachers. And when you compare that with the second comparative bar graph, you can see that the population of Hispanic students, the lighter colored percentage of 54%, is quite large compared to the number of Hispanic teachers that are currently teaching California public school teachers. And what we hope to do through the PuERTA project and through the support of Latinx students in undergraduate majors here at Sonoma State University who have aspirations to become teachers is really grow that bar of Hispanic Latinx teachers to better represent the number of students who are currently being served in California public schools.
So why do we need culturally and linguistically diverse teachers in California? As we saw in the last slide, we saw that there's a huge disparity between the number of kids of color in our public schools and the number of teachers of color teaching them. And there is a lot of data about the benefits regarding culturally and linguistically diverse teachers for everybody. One is that just diversity in our classrooms and in our societies is inherently valuable, and we want to support that through our support of the participants. We also know through a variety of different research projects that improving teacher diversity can help all students, not just kids of color. And we also finally know that the diversity of the teaching workforce, so adding more teachers of color into the workforce, can actually help close the achievement gap of the students with whom they're working.
So let's talk about you right now at Sonoma State University as a Latinx student. There are significant challenges to your goals of attaining a college degree and moving into your career in your field, in your chosen field. And the data speaks to that, the data that we have on our student populations, both the large population of students and then the subpopulations when we kind of disaggregate the data to look at different student groups. So when we do that, we're able to compare the academic achievement of, for example, Latinx students versus white students. When we compare that achievement, we can see that there is an achievement gap, something we call an achievement gap. The types of data that we look at in order to compare populations, subpopulations within the larger student group, are persistence rates, and that is the rate of students who stay in college from freshman to sophomore, sophomore to junior, junior to senior. And graduation rates, the number of students who are actually getting their degree in 4 to 6 years at Sonoma State University. And when we look at Latinx students versus white students, what we see is that there are quite a few, a much larger number of white students who are staying in college, persisting, and graduating as compared to Latinx students. And so what we infer from that, Dr. Casessa and I, and all of those who work in the PuERTA program, is that there are significant challenges that Latinx students face in achieving their goals that we need to address in order to support you in being successful in doing what you're coming to Sonoma State to do, which is to get your college degree and move into your career field.
So one of the goals of the PuERTA project is really to close the achievement gap that we've noticed here at Sonoma State between our Latinx students and our white students. And while we are talking exclusively about Sonoma State right now, it should be mentioned that there is an achievement gap between students of color and white students throughout many universities. So this is not exclusive to Sonoma State. However, Sonoma State is part of the California State University system, and we know that this system has been celebrated nationally for its commitment to diversity, inclusion, and excellence. and that it really is an advocate for student achievement, regardless of student background or life circumstance or where you come from or what languages you speak. Even so, we know that in the CSU system, as well as Sonoma State, that many first-generation low-income students of color graduate from college at lower rates than their white peers. We also know that programs like ours, Sonoma State's PuERTA, that focus on supporting the Latinx students in achieving their goals can actually support the closing of the achievement gap as an undergraduate.
So we're going to talk a little bit right now about what PuERTA offers in terms of supports for Latinx students to help mitigate these challenges that Latinx students at Sonoma State University experience. One of the first is, of course, this summer bridge opportunity, which is an experience that is designed to help you prepare for making that transition from high school to college and being successful in your first year at Sonoma State University in terms of being able to get the courses that you want to enroll in so that you can have at least 15 units towards your degree, get advising to support you in all academic and support services related issues that you might experience, form networks amongst your group of students so that you can have more people to rely on while you're matriculating in college. Summer Bridge is designed to set you up to be successful as a first-year student to make that transition. As I just mentioned, PuERTA offers academic advising and student support services through dedicated PuERTA program advisors. You'll be assigned an advisor who will be your advisor for your first year and who will work with you throughout that first year so that you will begin to develop a relationship with that person. They are located in the Center for Academic Achievement and Student Engagement case in our library. And during the fall semester while we're online, they'll be reaching out to you multiple times to assist you in your first year at Sonoma State University. We are also offering book vouchers for first-year students to offset the costs of your textbooks for fall and spring semester courses. You'll be getting information about how we'll be able to help you access your book voucher. We work very actively, Dr. Casessa and I, and all of the PuERTA staff to create culturally and linguistically sustaining academic environments, meaning environments that celebrates and values Latinx students at Sonoma State University and works actively to help you develop your student identity as a Latinx person, someone coming from that linguistic and cultural background. We also provide lots of opportunities for career mentorship for aspiring teachers. We have field-based courses, EDUC 295, which we're hoping to offer in spring of 2021, that would put you into a tutoring experience in the field in classrooms with teachers working in elementary as well as middle and high school. We also have internships and paid positions doing tutoring in public schools that are part of that are offered to you as a PuERTA program student. And then as you matriculate and advance in your degree progress and move into your senior year where you're beginning to think about applying for a credential program if that is your path, then we also provide credential advising, exam preparation workshops, and fee offsets for the exams that are required for admission to credential programs. And that advising for the credential, if you're someone who knows right now that your future pathway is into the teaching field, or if you decide in your sophomore or your junior year that this is something that you wish to explore, we provide credential advising all along the way through our PuERTA program advisors and through the School of Education at Sonoma State University.
So we have a quick video that we wanted to show you about a first-generation Latina graduate. She actually did not graduate with a degree related to teaching, but her story is really inspiring, and we wanted to show you this just so that you can think about the beginning of your journey here at Sonoma State.
I'm a first one in my family to graduate from college and from law school, so it's a big deal for us. hoy pues es la graduación, my graduation de law school. I am here in my home in Spanish Harlem. I am waiting for my family to get here. I'm so excited. There's going to be like 25, I don't even know how many people. Everybody's coming from California. They've been saving up all year to come, and it's a huge honor. I'm so humbled that they would, save all year to come be with me on this day.
Yeah, how are we gonna serve this? We just serve 2 toppings with everything. Yeah. Instead of having people get up and then eat. Hello. Okay. Just lettuce number 14, and I'll put you up. Nos trajeron machaca de Sinaloa. Esta es mi mamá. Esta es mi hija, la más bonita. Hey. Okay. La machaca ya la he hecho. No.
So everybody that's here right now is the closest family that I have. I have a huge family, but this bunch is like the group that we stick together. They've really been my support system for all of this, and I think that's why each and every single one of them was like, there's no way I'm missing this. Like, I am going to be there, and sure enough, all 22 or 23 of them are here.
Tío, ¿se imaginaba que iba a venir a New York?
No hay menos a tu graduación.
I know.
So my mom has been through so much in her life. She's the strongest woman I know, and she's been kind of like my motivation. And every time I feel like I'm having a weak moment, I think about my mom and what she's been through, and I'm like, I've got this. I can do this. I can write this paper. I can do this stupid final. And obviously my dad has, he's like, I love him more than anything. And he's been so supportive through college, through everything my whole life. And I'm really, really lucky that I have them both here. And it's crazy to say that I'm the daughter of immigrants who, they didn't get to go to school, and here I am with a graduate degree.
Ladies and gentlemen, the CUNY School of Law, class of 2017.
I would say to always never forget where you came from, and always remember the sacrifices that your parents made for you to get this far. And it might be lonely up there. You're probably not going to see yourself in higher education. You're not going to see people that look like you because we're not as represented. But we have to, lift our community up, and we have to keep going and just follow your dreams and si se puede.
So we hope that gave you a little bit of inspiration regarding your journey as a first-generation student at Sonoma State, and really taking into consideration who you are and where you came from, so that you can have the best possible experience that you can while you're here at Sonoma State.
So I wanted to talk just a little bit with you all about the kinds of things that are going on at Sonoma State University to shift the culture um, towards more visibility for students from diverse backgrounds and who are first gen that we, through the PuERTA project, are engaged in supporting. So Sonoma State University currently is something called a Hispanic serving institution. It means that 25% or more of the student population are Hispanic or Latinx, and that the university is moving in the direction of putting into place lots of different kinds of programs to support those students as they become a more visible and larger segment of the student population that is matriculating at Sonoma State University. So as you saw in the video, the young woman said it might be lonely as you matriculate through higher education, because there may not be very many more people like you once you graduate or go on to do your credential or a law degree or your nursing degree, etc. But what we're trying to do as a university, Sonoma State University, as a CSU system, the California State University system, is shift what we do as part of being a college to better represent the diversity that we see in the larger population. So these components, which are university-wide at Sonoma State University, that PuERTA is supporting, is an attempt to do that. It's a hard work. It's like rolling a very heavy boulder uphill. And we know that it's challenging to do this work, but we are dedicated members of a whole team of folk who are doing the work, because we know that that best serves the needs of our Latinx student population and contributes to your success, because we want to see as many of you as possible doing exactly what that young woman did and walking across the stage and your family all in the audience cheering and crying. That's what we're shooting for, that goal. So one of the first things that we are supporting in partnership with is the Center for Academic Achievement and Student Engagement. It's called CASE. That's the acronym for the center. And PuERTA is part of CASE, and CASE is the large entity that is attempting to access lots of different kinds of resources, both academic and student support, for lots of first-gen students, many students of color, but specifically PuERTA program students who are Latinx. We also are supporting freshman year experiences at Sonoma State University, because we know that the pathway to success is getting at least 15 units per semester, having a full schedule so that you can graduate in 4 to 5 years. That's the goal, is to not be here any longer than you have to be to get your degree. And we are supporting this course in Early Childhood Studies, EDEC 160AB, which is a fall spring course. It's 9 units altogether. It focuses on social justice and education for children and adolescents. And we are pre-enrolling you in that class so that you have access to that course without having to worry about, fighting with other students who might have more prior appointments to register for those courses. So we're holding those sections of classes aside for you to guarantee you at least those units for your first year, as well as some other courses like CALS 219 and some other courses that are still in progress. One of the other programs that the California State University is supporting at Sonoma State University is called EduCore. And EduCore is a program that is designed to identify students who are undergraduates at different colleges in the CSU system, like Sonoma State University, who have the potential to be future teachers, and to support them, students that are nominated to become an EduCore Fellow, with access to lots of different program supports, as well as a network of people who can help you develop yourself as a professional, and culminate in a campus-wide event called a celebration of teaching for all the nominees, so that you can become part of the group of students who are identified for future careers in teaching. Another thing that PuERTA is supporting is the development of an education minor. And the minor is a set of courses that you would take as part of your undergraduate degree that would all combine together into you being able to identify that as part of your focus of education while you're getting your undergraduate degree. And let's say you don't go on to become a teacher, we hope you will, but that You don't go on to become a teacher, you move into a different pathway. That is part of the whole experience of college. Being able to declare an education minor, which will show up on your degree, is a way to groom yourself to be more appealing for careers in human resources, in customer support, those kinds of things, where an education, knowing about curriculum, teaching, and learning is really highly valued. And then another conference that we have is called Tu eres la diferencia. We've been doing that in the fall semester. And what we do is we bring students to campus who are high school students who are aspiring teachers. And we work with them and undergraduate students who are in PuERTA to really showcase teaching as a profession. And we also support Sonoma State University's Latino Family Summit, which brings about 2,500 community members to the campus for all the years of the project. It's about 500 per year, and it's just a wonderful day to see families and students on campus. We support that as well through PuERTA.
So this is our information for you about our PuERTA project. You can email us with any questions, puerta@sonoma.edu. We are also at the School of Ed website. You can find us on Facebook at SSU PuERTA, and you can also tweet at us at #SSU PuERTA. And we are Dr. Kelly Estrada and Dr. Rihanna Henry Casesa. Our emails are on this slide here, so if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to either one of us. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you so much. We're so glad you're here. Welcome.
Welcome.